Working in the New York City school system years ago, well, a couple years ago, and for many years with students, I remember one of my favorite things to say to them is if knowledge is power, lack of knowledge is lack of power. And here in this world now where health is on everybody's mind pretty much daily, whether or not you want to think about it, I wanted to just share some information to give you pause, knowing the history of how people that look like myself have been treated by the medical system. I really wanted to share out this book that helped galvanize me into my journey around natural health, because there's a lot of marches and things that's happened about equality, but it's very important to know all about history and how we've been treated and perceived when we're talking about healthcare. And so this book is a really, really good reference, and I'm gonna share a little bit about that in this video with you all. Now, children, when we're talking about research in this book, this is just some highlights. I didn't write this, but I wanted to have this on the screen so you could see some of the things that were done to the children when they were looking to supposedly research and look how to improve health. The people who are most disposable by society are always going to be the ones who are looked upon to be preyed upon. And being that we've been in this country for many years and never truly have gotten a fair shake, some of my friends think it's bizarre when I tell people do not look to be equal with those who've done you so much harm. Why would you want to be equal to them? But it's very important to know how to take care of yourself, and the history of what was done to you, I think, ultimately helps to give us all pause when dealing with a medical system that barely has viewed us as human. And even our children, they look to exploit. Now, this movie called Guinea Pig Kids, I implore you to watch it, 25 minutes long. And it just gives you a breakdown of what occurred in New York City by the drug companies with the help of ACS, who are supposed to protect children, and instead they allow for them to be experimented on with all sorts of horrific drugs, and did not tell the parents, of course. So these kids were taken from foster care, and they did all these horrific things to these children with the drugs. And of course, they were all quote-unquote children of color. And unfortunately, very few people were told all about this scandal. And this connects to something that's up recently in the news again. If you ever heard of the Glen Mills School in Pennsylvania, where usually children from less affluent backgrounds were sent to prison and exploited for the most petty of things so that people could make money. So I'm very passionate, obviously, about this. I think the most vulnerable in our society need to be looked after. Now, this is another write-up from the book of Medical Apartheid, which I'm sure many of you have heard, around the Tuskegee experiment, where they purposely gave a bunch of black males syphilis just to experiment on them and see what was going to occur. We were barred from even being members of the AMA until the 60s, so it just goes back to my theme around I'm very passionate about trying to step up and do my part and take care of my people. And so these sort of videos and things, trying to educate people with some of the knowledge that I've accrued over the time and share it out to help people better themselves, because like I said, knowledge is power. So you have the write-up right there with what they did with Tuskegee. And it also connects to things going on today why I can't tell people what to do, but I would ask people to give pause when a country that's treated you so disgustingly wants to rush and supposedly take care of you with a medical system. So I picked this image because to me it really sums up with where we're at. People fail to realize that we have a sick care system. It's not truly health care. There's no money in this system when you don't need them and everything is going well. And they can't make money off you when you're dead. That's more like a one-time payment, so the money is right in the middle. It's to treat you to death. It's to treat you indefinitely. Every issue, they don't offer you any solution. They offer you treatments, toxic treatments, albeit, but that's what they tell you. It's the gold standard. They spend so much money in this country, and people spend so much money on their health that a lot of people don't even realize medical bankruptcy has been, I don't know if it still is, but it has been the number one cause of bankruptcy. People run their lives ragged, don't take care of the vessel given to them by the Most High, and then they will spend everything and leverage their homes and whatever they have an attempt to get back some level of quality of life. And unfortunately, they fail to realize that this system is predicated and built on extracting every last penny from them and keeping them on medications indefinitely. That's sort of how it works, whether it's supposedly for so-called mental illness or high blood pressure. Once they prescribe you these meds, they don't give you an end date. So that's just something really, really to keep in mind. And, I have this photo here, Zantac, FDA approved, of course. And so there's actually more